What's going on, everyone? So the other day I got on social media and I told you guys to ask me questions. You guys came through with a bunch of questions. I ended up picking 5 of them. I wrote down here on my little whiteboard. If I don't get to your question, don't worry, we're gonna do more of these. Anyways, let's get right into it. All right, most valuable lesson you've learned in the music industry. I guess I would have to say it's okay to take L's. A lot of people in life will talk about working smarter versus working harder. And don't get me wrong, a lot of times that's definitely okay. But sometimes you got to put that extra legwork in, go through it and not be afraid to take really big L's, man, because going forward, that's going to give you this grit and this upper hand on your competition who might not have went through those experiences. And in my opinion, you know, that's worth more than anything money can buy. So don't be afraid to take L's. Question number 2, name your first single and can you play a snippet? So honestly, I don't even remember the name of my first single. And the reason being is because this is going back a really long time. I pretty much started making music. I started making music when I was really young, but I started putting it out on the internet my first day of my freshman year in high school with a friend of mine. And I kind of went through this phase where I was putting music out and then people weren't liking it. And you know, I was just getting so much negative feedback. At the time, it was getting to me, and I would just end up deleting that song and then going back and making a song that was a little bit better, and then I would look back on that and then delete that and then go ahead and make another song. And then I just kept going through this cycle where I was putting out music, deleting music, putting out music, deleting music. But I do remember my first mixtape. My first mixtape was called Kern Meets World, and I think that was like the beginning of my sophomore year in high school, which is going back 9 years ago, I believe. And that, I think, is still on some like weird mixtape hosting site. And yeah, if it's still there, we can go ahead and play a snippet. Let's see.
Hello, greetings, salutations, how do you do? What's good? That dream that y'all laughed at is about to come true. I wanna give a shout out to all those who doubted me. Ooh, shit, I did this on my own and I'm proud of me too. When I was a kid, I said I'd make it so there's no more hesitating.
All right, that's enough of that. Question number 3, inspiration behind the album title. So at the beginning of quarantine, I started taking up running. So I would start going on long distance runs, and on my longest run at the time, which was 10 miles, I remember on like mile 6 or 7, I ended up hitting this brick wall. And I was like, man, how am I gonna move forward here? A, do I Uber home? B, do I walk home? Or C, do I tough it out, grind it out, and just try to pick up and just run home? And I started looking around and I saw other people running, and this kind of motivated me. And I thought to myself, you know, if I was in a race right now, you know, what would I do? Would I just walk home, Uber home? Would I give up? No, I would gather up all the energy inside of me and, you know, just make it happen, find a way to make it happen. So I started jogging, and then eventually I started picking up a lot of momentum, and it got to the point where I was running faster than I was when I initially started. I thought to myself, man, this is my second win. You always hear people talk about, you know, their second win in running and, you know, just in life in general. And I had this album concept and like the tone and the vibe of it in my head for so long. You know, I even had some of the songs and the beats for it going years back, but I never really had it on paper what the title was gonna be. I didn't have that. And this pretty much just sealed the deal for me. I just thought to myself, it has to be called Second Wind. And I feel like that's just a good summary of where I'm at in my career. I feel like I've put in a lot of work and done a lot of cool things and, you know, worked my way up the ladder to a certain point. And then I feel like I've kind of plateaued. But I feel like with the Second Wind project is gonna explain how hard I have been working and how much my music has progressed. And it's just time to catch the second wind and just go from this plateau back up to that climb. So question number 4, when we getting a UK tour? Man, I've been checking over my analytics on Spotify actually, and UK and Germany are actually number 1, which is a really good thing. So maybe we'll be getting a UK tour sooner than later. But yeah, I can't give you an exact date. Hopefully soon. I will say I'm definitely hitting Canada very soon. Probably in 2021, you can expect me in Canada, either like Vancouver or Toronto or both. So that's gonna be my first couple shows out of the country, and then once I do that, then we could definitely make the arrangements to go to the UK. Question number 5, final question. When did you start making music? What's your goal and biggest inspiration? So I started making music when I was 8 or 9 years old. I got a tape recorder for my, I think it was my 8th birthday. Yeah, my 8th birthday, I got a tape recorder And that's when I just fell in love with the process of kind of recording my voice and then being able to play it back. And that led to me taking guitar lessons, learning guitar, how to make music into the tape recorder and then play it back on the computer. Long story short, we got to where I am now. But yeah, I was technically 8 years old when I started getting into music, but I started putting music out on the internet in 2010 in my freshman year of high school. So what was the rest of the question? Your goal and your biggest inspiration. I guess my main goal would just be to provide for my family and friends, man. That's what it's all about, and they're also my inspiration. So being able to provide a better life for them, I don't think it's gonna happen all from music, but I think music will be, you know, a big component of my income going into the next 5-10 years, and then hopefully my entire life. All right, guys, thank you so much for asking questions. We're gonna do this again. My debut album, Second Wind, drops this Friday. I'm gonna drop a pre-save link in the description. If you don't follow me on Spotify, please go do that as well. I'm gonna drop a link to my Spotify in the description as well. Let's get it, man. This Friday, Second Wind.